We'll see.
Last thing before we get out of here with you guys, the prospect of a Subway series, and I don't know if y'all can see, I got the hat on right here from the last time we had one. Hasn't happened in 24 years. I was in first grade the last time the Yankees and the Mets played a Subway series, as these how World Series goes, right? We were talking about Mike Piazza back then, Derek Jeter, the core four. Pat Mahomes was on the Mets back then, Pat Mahomes Sr. And man, right now we've got the Mets playing against the Los Angeles Dodgers in
Pat
the
Mahomes seniors,
Pat
like
Mahomes Sr. was a yes, his father was a pitcher, a starting pitcher
Patrick
for the
Mahomes'
Mets.
father.
Patrick Mahomes' father was a starting pitcher for the Mets in the last time they well in when they went to the World Series in 2000.
That's news to me, G.
Yeah, man. Pat, that's why they always talk about him like, oh, like he was into baseball. He was supposed to be a baseball player. Like I seen the talking point with him and A-Rod. Forgot what I think it was on Fox. They had a thing with him and A-Rod and they were talking about it. But yeah, it's been about 24 years since we had the prospect of this. And this Mets team, we talk about a Mets team whose season looked like it was down under in the dirt. They were not good for the first half of the year. And I don't know, is it the Mark Vientos? If any Mets are in here, any Mets fans in here, please correct me. It was Mark Vientos who has the song that they've been playing. They've channeled the energy of Grimace from McDonald's, and they've just turned things around. And what I've noticed about the Mets, number one, you've got a true superstar in Francisco Lindor, which you really always had, but now he's turning it up now. And if it wasn't for Shohei Ohtani, he'd be the NL MVP, leading the way. They finally they got they've got an owner who's inept. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it, and got a lot of money, which reminds you of George Steinbrenner who owned the Yankees back in the day. And then, Stearns running baseball operations, who's done a solid job putting that farm system together. Ronald Acuna's younger brother is on the Mets, and he got brought up towards the end of the year with Lindor out because of an injury, and he's showed enough that they put him on the postseason roster. I mean, it's 1-1 against a Dodgers team that coming in was supposed to be the odds-on favorite. Like, last time we talked about baseball, I said it's been a weird year. There's not any big favorites, but it's a 1-1 series right now. The Mets are playing right now in. So you've got that. And then on the other side of things, moving from Queens over to the Bronx, the Yankees, who made a huge swing trading for Juan Soto. And I mean, they came out hot beginning of the year. They looked like an amazing team that just couldn't be stopped. Then all of a sudden, nobody was hitting outside of Judge and Soto. So it looked like a Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout situation with the Angels, where we're just going to walk these two guys because nobody else can hit, to everybody kind of getting things rolling again. And the Yankees, they're up 2-0 in the ALCS over the Cleveland Guardians. I expect the Yankees to move on in that AL series to get to their first World Series since 2009. If y'all can't tell, I am giddy about that. And the Mets are going to make this thing something. Now, full disclosure, as a baseball fan and you somebody who just likes historical matchups, like a lot of us like it with the NBA. If there's a chance for us to watch Lakers Celtics, taking your fanship out of it, just as a guy who loves the NBA, or as a person who loves the NBA, and you go into the conference finals seeing the Lakers got a shot and the Celtics got a shot, most of us are going to want to see the Lakers versus Celtics in the NBA finals. That's kind of what we have here. Dodgers Yankees. That's always been my dream matchup. Now, I would not be mad if the Mets made it back. And boy, right now, New York is cooking. The Jets made a ton of moves, but we're still talking about them possibly being in contention. The Knicks right now are on fire. And then both of your baseball teams are in their league championship for the right to make the World Series. If the Mets and the Yankees end up meeting each other in the World Series, man, New York is going to be insane. I'm going to have to fly back up. Might have to fly back up. New York is gonna be insane if those two teams make it.
Yeah, I think obviously for New York and obviously the memes that might come out of it and the New York what do I want to call it, madness that will happen if those two teams match up. Will be excited to see. I'm kind of with you. I think the Yankees will come out on top against Cleveland. I think the Mets have the tougher matchup right now. I know they have the series tied, and the Mets are rolling. Obviously, Philly was a great team during the regular season, and they were able to upset them. So the Mets are rolling. They're kind of on a high, so we can see if they can upset the Dodgers, but. Uh, I think they have the tougher matchup, which I'd still think it'd be like an upset if they come out and like beat the Dodgers, even though the series is tied 1-1. I believe they're playing right now. So I kind of expect the Yankees to get there. I'll see if the Mets can keep riding this magical run. Sometimes you got to get hot at the right time, and they seem to have gotten hot at the right time. Shout out to Francisco Lenore. That's how you say his name.
Hmm.
I met him last year when I was with the Magic. They shot some content together. So
Oh,
shout
nice.
out to shout out to him. I met him one time, cool dude. So I think it's gonna be tough for them to win that matchup. But like I said, sometimes when you're hot, and I can see them pulling it off.
Yeah, it's like when you went into game one and they got embarrassed the way that they did in game one, you looked at it and said, well, maybe their magical run's coming to an end. The Dodgers are just too much. But then they come back and show what they've showed throughout this postseason and throughout the end of the regular season, which is this team has a ton of fight in them. You can't count them out. Whether it's Pete Alonso hitting a go-ahead home run to put them back up, or Francisco Lindor hitting a grand slam, like there's something to watch out there. So Mets fan, it's been a long time since Mets fans had a team that they can feel like they'll be able to feel good about for the foreseeable future. They've had teams where it's like, all right, we were able to do something, but how long when they were under the Will Ponds? But it's a different story now, and I think they're gonna make it respectable because of that in that series. I don't think they're gonna get rolled over. Just that team just looks like they have a ton of fight to me. I'm still gonna pick the Dodgers though. If, anybody wants to come in and say what they say about the prospect of a Subway series, just go ahead and let us know. But it's an exciting time to be a New York sports fan right now.